Hi, I'm James from the Quantum Workshop, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Levitated Microsphere experiment, which is our first experiment in the Quantum Workshop. So we do something rather magical where we actually levitate objects just using light, special light. We use a laser. We have a beautiful green laser you can see glowing away over here from Laser Quantum, and it gives 2 watts of green light. And for a sensor that is maybe 5 laser. We take this laser beam and we split it into 2, and we send it through lenses so that it's firing at itself. Now, light can do some pretty magic things. One thing it can do is it can actually push. It pushes very, very weakly, but if you have a very strong light, like laser light, it can push things and hold them up by pushing against them. So a perfect example of it is a solar sail in a spacecraft. So there's a Japanese satellite called Icarus, which was launched in 2010, and it's flown all the way to Venus, pushed along by nothing but light. So it sails to Venus on a sunbeam, kind of magical. And so, yeah, light can push against things and hold them up. In this experiment is that the light is focused by lenses, trapped and levitating, or a light is squashed into a very, very small space. Now, light is an electric. If you squash it into a small space, you get a very strong gradient in that electric field, and that exerts a very strong force, a bit like static. But because it's laser light, which is really strong, and the lenses are really good, and they focus the light down you get a really strong force. And so you can see over here, the objects are being levitated. So there's a camera and microscope looking at them. You can see lots of little particles, probably dust and ash in this case, being levitated by the laser. I don't know if the camera can pick them up. Magical. You can kind of see some of the levitated particles there, and there are lots more pictures on the website. So that's amazing. So those objects are being held up by nothing at all but light. Why? Why do we want to do this? So here is our name, the Quantum Workshop, and we'll talk more about quantum. But quantum physics is a very strange thing. It can teleport things, and it's hard to say where something is. It's kind of spread out in lots of places at once, and you can entangle things. So you can have, a real object with mass, and it can be intrinsically linked to, say, light, even if they're separated over a very long distance. But this only works tiniest things. The largest thing that has ever been shown to behave by the rules of quantum physics has been made 140 atoms, a molecule 140 atoms thick. At the center scale, if you have a full stop, that has 10 with 22 zeros after its atoms in it. So, completely different scale. So why is this? Well, one of the main reasons is something we call decoherence, which is that quantum physics is very delicate, actually, and things stop behaving in a quantum way as soon as you look at them or measure them. They behave in a quantum way until that point, and then as soon as you look at them or measure them, and so why aren't I behaving in a quantum way? Well, the air is bumping into me, and my feet are touching the ground, and there's heat exchange going on all around me, and so that's completely ruining any kind of quantum effect that I have. But by levitating these objects with a laser beam, it isolates them from the world around them. And in a research experiment, we would put this in a vacuum as well. So it's completely isolated from the world around them. So if you can get them to be in a quantum state, so to behave by the laws of quantum mechanics, they will stay there. And the second thing you need to do is you need to cool them down. And you can use lasers to take away the energy of these objects if they're very cold. So this laser levitation is really the first step in getting an object. So we can levitate things that have millions of atoms in them, and still very tiny, about the thickness of a hair, but compared to anything else that's been shown to be quantum mechanical, they're huge, and you can see them with your eye. We will put them in 2 places at once, something big enough to see, and then that's one step along the way, so you have to do insect and teleport myself to Mars. That's the next step.